Okay, everybody, welcome back to the show. Today we've got three nice games for you today, all three runouts, and it's going to vary between the type 1, 2, and 3 kinds of runouts. This one, as you see, there was a dry break. The balls were spread out pretty nice, and the cue ball was in a good spot for the solids. So player 2 takes his first solid there and comes off the rail and leaves himself nice for this, what looks like the 4 ball, but just kind of a tap and keep the cue ball from getting buried. And now we're going to take this 1 ball into the right corner and let the cue ball come off it naturally and just pretty much find the angle, which is close to 30 degrees, and then I used one of those balls to slow down the speed of the cue, and now we have a nice shot here, but we're going for the bank because I didn't want to squeeze and then possibly miss, so I figured it'd be easier to go for the bank. And as you see here, the 2 ball is looking pretty nice, so I think we'll just follow that and come off the rail. But in this case, actually, I just went for the kind of tap to keep the cue ball, so it would have been in about the same spot anyway. And take that 6 ball into the side and then hit that softly so it leaves us with the 8 easy into the left corner from our perspective. And that run out was pretty nice. So just a small celebration there for player 2. And we'll go ahead and like I said, to complete that type 2 run out, but we'll go ahead and try and clear out the rest of these balls and see if we can't get a perfect game for him. And you'll see a nice combo. And so everything's looking good. This 9 ball up into the left corner pocket is going to be relatively easy as long as you just hit it. Put a little bit of pace on the cue ball, but not much. And then come back for this, I believe that's the 10 ball. You could either go for a draw, or, which is easier, to go for the follow to come off the rail. But I didn't leave myself quite long enough, so I have to go for this bank here. And we get that bank, which was nice. And then this, I believe it's the 14, would be a not exactly easy shot, but the cue ball would have came off good for the next shot, but instead I left myself hanging there and I was kind of disappointed. So the perfect game, type 2 perfect game, is over. So now it's just a matter of clearing these last few balls and trying not to miss so we don't completely ruin this game. And come off the rail there, and then this nice little shot here into the corner pocket and keep the cue ball out of the side pocket. And so, like I say, just find where the cue is going to come off. Obviously, I'm super upset because I missed that easy shot earlier, but that happens from time to time. So now in this next game, we once again have a very nice break where the balls were spread out, but nothing fell. And on these diamond tables, 7-foot diamonds with the smaller pockets, you'll find that you don't always make a ball on the break, which is very frustrating, but that's just part of it, guys. You still want to get a nice spread, although that could actually favor the player up, basically player 2, if you spread them out perfect for them. So that's something to think about too. But you don't want to go in thinking you're going to miss or not make a ball on the break, so you really want to get a good break so you can get your runouts. And as you see here, player 2 is going for solids again. And everything was looking good. As you scan the table, maybe that 6 ball could be tough, or that 1 ball even. But it looks like there's some daylight to get through these, kind of like kicking a field goal. And then here we have a interesting reverse cut on this 1 ball. And the cue ball is nice because it's going to come off really good. And hit that a little bit hard because it was more of a cut than I expected, but that 8 ball slowed us down nicely and left us perfect for this 3 ball into the left corner. And we just want to tap this real gently, guys. Come off the rail and then back. Now this is where it gets interesting. you could either call the 8-ball off the 15 or you can call it clean. So I chose clean. Now, you're taking a big risk there sometimes if you do that, because if you did happen to hit the 15 or whatever that stripe is laying in the side pocket there or by it, then you would lose if you didn't call it. Or if you did call it off of it and it was clean, you would lose. So you got to think about that and make sure you find your shot. Especially if the opponent has 7 balls on the table. You don't want, it's almost like if you think you might screw up a shot, go for the miss, leave them with nothing. Make sure you do a legit safety and make them work to win instead of losing by making a silly mistake like miscalling your shot. So in the interest of going for the perfect game for the player 2 here, everything's looking good, you know, it's a nice easy shots, and of course we missed that 9 ball. So once again, everything kind of got messed up. The run out was good, but the perfect game attempt wasn't. And so we'll just go for a bank here. And as a theme, you'll see, I didn't really break that up the way I wanted, so I was going for a good, 3-rail bank. And missed that, and then we'll just go ahead and take these 2 easy shots, get a nice draw for practice, and drop this 9 ball. Now guys, with this screen, sometimes it's tough. That could be a 13 ball or a 9, I'm not sure. I think it was the 13. For some reason on these small screens, the orange and yellow colors are tough. Now on this 3rd game, we get a nice break and got a stripe to fall. And so with our rule set, it's still open. The only benefit of making a ball on the break is you get a chance to shoot at an open table and choose your solids or stripes. So that way you're not penalized in case for example, if you made the stripe and it's buried, you're not penalized. You can actually go for the better lay, which in this case was solids. So as player 1 goes for his type 1 run out, we make that first solid, come off the rail. Now we had a tough cut into the right-hand corner, which we brought the cue ball back down for the 3 ball. And we're going to hit this not with too much power, so we can get a look on the 1 ball. And then what we'll do is put just a touch of draw to come back on this 5. And since all the solids are on this lower end of the table, or the bottom of the table, we can just use a lot of draw shots to keep the cue ball close. And so here we could have either taken the 4 or the 7. I think the 7 was better because there was less angle on the cut. And as you'll see, the cue ball will come off naturally around that dot on the right-hand side and back up. And so we'll use that stripe to slow down the speed of the cue and keep it from getting buried. But as you see here, it was actually just a touch. Instead of using a swerve shot or a masse, I wanted to go for the quarter ball jump because I feel like you have more accuracy when you do that. So just jack the stick up a touch. You may have seen that shot on my last short. I actually used that because I wanted to demonstrate the importance of having that in your bag. The quarter ball and the half ball jumps are easy. The full ball jumps are very tough. So you can actually use your regular cue stick for the quarter and half ball jumps. Now guys, after that run out, which I hope you enjoyed, we actually have a chance for a perfect game here, a type 1 perfect game. Break and run of all 15 balls. So, as you see here, I already bombed it, and so I was very disappointed. Left that stripe in the corner, so I usually get a little bit upset when I miss an easy shot like that and ruin a perfect game attempt. And so I put a little steam on the ball, as you see, and what we'll do is gather our composure after just doing that 1 shot, even though I put a little bit of steam on that one too. We don't want to ruin this good game, so 1 miss is acceptable. 2 misses would ruin the game, so that's why it's important to get your composure back for these games, guys. Now on here, you're just going to want to do a little follow so you can get a good look on this stripe into the left corner pocket. Come off the rail and back down. I hit that a little bit either too light or not hard enough and left myself with a bank, and it was an easy bank. I kind of rushed it and missed it, so now I feel like the game was pretty much a lost cause. And so instead of putting the due diligence and care into the shot, I missed that one there with a scratch. And just for good measure, we'll go ahead and get this ball off the table and call it a day, guys. Hope you enjoyed those 3 games. I really appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much.